Big shout to okjersey.com. Scan the QR code below and actually go to the link below to get affordable football shirts from all the European leagues, including the English clubs, all of them, Liverpool, Arsenal, United, City, Spurs, Chelsea, all of them, of course, are all there. You can get the current ones, past seasons, and also some absolute gems out there, vintage ones, and actually very affordable football shirts, high quality, like the one I'm wearing right here. It is very simple to get one. Let me show you how. You go to the website. It's very simple. You click on the Premier League, pick the club you want. For me, I pick Newcastle, for example. You go there, you will find all the current ones, training ones as well. You add whatever you want to the cart. Of course, check the sizes, add a patch, add to cart, but also never forget, as it says below, scan the QR code and put the code JUDGE in the checkout to get 8% discount. It's that easy. Just go to the website, check the football shirt you want. You will not regret it. Now, let's get back to our stream. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Hello, people, and welcome to Footy Judge Mo. Make sure to check out okjersey.com. You can get like vintage ones, shirts like the one I'm wearing. You get 8% if you use the code JUDGE. If you haven't got yours, try it. They ship to a lot of places in the world, of course, so go and check them out. Don't forget to use the code JUDGE, of course. We'll talk an Arsenal injury crisis. We're talking Inter saving Arne Slot's job, because a lot of now Salah is the problem at Liverpool. Of course, big up everybody that is here. Of course, and Chelsea are in turmoil, winless in 4. Questions are being asked about Enzo Maresca. Questions are being asked about the players, of course. And all I have to say is that we lost the game with a dodgy penalty, but we lost anyway. We showed too much respect to Liverpool, of course, and both teams didn't deserve the win. Hit that like button, people. Let's get to 100 likes. All the guys' channels in the description. Kmack channel, Bailage Sport, and of course, Blues Brothers CFC, Charlie's channel, of course. How's everyone doing?
Yeah,
it's all glum now, you know, like Liverpool won. A lot of fans are like saying that Arne Slot is saved now. Chelsea are winless in 4. Arsenal battle an injury crisis. The only team that is good now are City currently. I don't know. Like what to say. So is Salah. Are Liverpool better without Mohamed Salah now?
No.
Now Arne Slot's job is saved.
Nah. There's a lot to unpack over the last week in regards to football with the most.
Yeah,
Salah.
but listen, the football thing is Mohamed Salah yesterday. Liverpool. A lot of people saying Liverpool played well.
Look. Right now, I've said this like a number of times. We are just muddling our way through games. game by game. And that is definitely not a future. That is definitely not something which is ever going to get you anything. Like, all the Liverpool fans were all cheering that we were winning games in the last minute for the first 5 games of the season. And I was sat there going, this is not sustainable. This is not a future. This isn't how you play football. Like, you can't continue doing it like this. Nothing's changed. Like, okay, we're not winning games by the last minute now, but what we're doing is managing to muddle our way through a game and get spawny results. Like, sorry, last night, it should have been 2 penalties. Like, Virgil van Dijk handballed it, and your guy potentially fouled us in the box. Like, that's it. Like, it should have been 2 penalties. Like, maybe we should have scored a goal off the corner. Like, I've looked at that again, and I think the rules are, if it comes off an actual other team player and hits another guy where his arm isn't in a unnatural position, then that should count. So maybe you got away with not conceding one there, but we got away with not conceding a penalty because Virgil van Dijk handballed it. Like, his arm's here, the ball hits him. Like,
I'm not, to be honest with you, for my team, I'm like, yeah, we're gonna qualify anyway.
We were lucky that like your best player this season got injured in the first like 5 minutes. Like, so you had
but to be honest with you, we didn't make Liverpool look good. Like, Isak has a problem now. Like, the guy is not playing good football. McAllister is not playing well, but Konate and Van Dijk played well. Is Arne Slot finding the defensive? Just for Charlie, that there is another context. Liverpool played completely different. Not high press. They didn't high press. They let us have the ball in a lot of the times in the game. It was a 50-50 ball position. They defended deep. They kind of were very solid defensively. They packed the area. They packed their part, and then they prevented Inter from creating any chances, of course. And then they won a penalty that is, in my opinion, is dodgy. But Bastoni put himself in a place where the referee can give the penalty, and they get the penalty. And everyone is cheering Liverpool for that 1-0 win with a penalty, saying that the problem is not Salah.
I take a smash and grab, by the way, but I'm not taking.
I know you won the result.
Season.
I know you won that. I know you wanted the result, but in the same time, the performance. The performance is not a fantastic performance from Liverpool, and it doesn't prove anything that Salah is a problem. People are saying now Liverpool should play 2 strikers, get Salah out, play the 4 midfielders. And I'm like, is this how Liverpool want to play football under Arne Slot, destroying everything that Klopp did?
Look, the thing on the Salah, and I'm not going to talk about the interview because, like, look, you shouldn't go after the owners. Like, that's never going to work. Player power isn't gonna cut it. So Mo's probably going to leave in January. Like, it's horrible. It's a horrible situation.
Do you think that destroyed his legacy? I was talking to my friends yesterday after my football match, and they were saying, how is a legend that scored 250 goals for the club is just his legacy is being tarnished like this by the media?
It kind of does. It kind of
does. Seriously, one sentence. Like, because there was only one sentence that he said that I don't agree with. That's it. That was it. Just one sentence. Which is I have earned.
Yeah, I agree with you. Nobody should be playing in merit.
I should play all the time. That's the sentence I don't agree with.
But
But do you think you might have, like? Do you think that part though? And I agree. By the way, you shouldn't be saying no matter what you've done, you always have to earn your place. But do you think with him saying that, do you think that might have been one of the broken promises?
Yeah,
potentially that he was told that if you sign the new contract. We're obviously going to invest a lot. We're going to bring X, Y, Z in, whoever.
We didn't buy a right winger, so yeah, no, we didn't buy a right winger.
So we because we don't know what these broken promises are, but you would imagine that one of them would allude to you're going to play pretty much every week,
pretty much like Virgil van Dijk. Let's be honest.
Like, guys,
he probably had the same thing in his contract.
Look, I think, like, in my personal opinion, if he does end up leaving in January, that does tarnish his reputation at Liverpool, because the caliber of player he is, he's been exceptional. You know, there hasn't been a stain on his record. There hasn't been anything you can point at and be like, oh, Mo Salah is the problem. Now, if he leaves the way it's being presumed, then it's not a fairy tale ending. It's not, oh, this is amazing.
Can I tell you something before Matt comes in? My problem with this Mohamed Salah thing is, I'm going to be completely honest here. I'm going to go on a little bit of a rant. The people and the people that were waiting for this fall, the people that were waiting for this, and I'm going to name them. right? Listen, I don't know James Redmond. I know Roms. There's a lot of fans that I work with that have been waiting for this, because there is a difference between you're saying that Salah hasn't played well this season, but to try to tarnish what he did at Liverpool and saying that he didn't show up for the final, the team was not, Mane was the best player, this and that. That means you were holding it all this time. You're lying. When you were singing his name, when he was scoring goals, you were lying, because you're always holding something inside you, waiting for this moment to happen, to tarnish his name. Tweets, videos, TikToks, Instagram, YouTube videos, everybody that is now going against Mohamed Salah for his history, you're lying. You're a hypocrite. And everyone, by the way, I don't think you know what I don't think people in the chat know what I'm talking about. James Redmond in talking about you're not a legend. You kind of like, you didn't score in the finals. You didn't carry the team. Mane was this, like Roms. And I'm listen, everyone has your own opinion about if he's the problem this season or not. I'm with you. You can say that. I said that Mohamed Salah is not playing well, but to try to tarnish his name, right? Because you cannot handle that. An Egyptian has been the face of Liverpool for the last 5, 6, 7 years. I think people are hypocrites. Why are you trying to go after his record in the final? Why today you're waiting for him to go after what he did for Liverpool? You're a hypocrite. If you do that, you never liked him. You didn't like that he's the face of Liverpool.
It's a difficult one, Mo, because I remember in the summer, like, obviously after that season that he had, they had to renew him. But I know hindsight's a great thing. He probably should have left at the end of last season. That would have been the perfect way to go out. You've had a record breaking.
Why, Charlie?
Season.
Why?
No, I'll tell you.
He came from a historic season.
I know. But it's never going to get better than that. That's my point. Like, whatever he did in the subsequent 2 seasons, if he saw out the contract, was never going to reach the highs of those. And I know you can't. Like, not many players get to pick when they go out, but I feel that, like, when you've been that good of a player, part of it is also knowing when the right time to go is. Now, if Trent hadn't gone, then I think maybe Salah does move on, but it's difficult because for me, they probably should have let him go and they should have rebuilt, because part of the rebuilding was getting Wirtz, was getting Ekitike, was getting Isak, and the reason for that was because Liverpool probably didn't want to be as reliant on Mohamed Salah, didn't want everything to have to go through him, wanted to have different avenues for players to cause a threat. Because at the moment, because last season everything went through Mo Salah, and you want to move away from that, don't you? It's such a difficult position though, because on one hand it's like, well, maybe we should let him go after that, but then on the other hand, how can you let him go when he's just done what he's done?
Exactly.
Did Eden Hazard leave after his best season? Did Thierry Henry leave after his best season?
More. No, obviously, the situation is different.
Leave when he did a 2020.
Look, we're talking about Mohamed Salah, right? Yeah, situations are different. We're talking about Mohamed Salah, innit? But with this situation, right, I feel like the outrage on Mo Salah's performance and him not leaving, it's like you can't really say, like Charlie has said, they probably should have sold Mo Salah over the summer. But then again, if they probably did sell Mo Salah and they had this terrible season that they are having, people would be like, oh, why did you sell Salah? Oh, he's our best player after the season that he had last season. So there are multiple arguments that you can put on the table as to, if Salah should have gone or if Salah should stay.
It's impossible to let go of It's impossible to let go of a player after breaking the record of the Premier League. That is impossible. That would be stupidity. Because even if he gets 50, even if he gets 15,
that's the point I'm making, Mo.
Listen, even if he gets 50%, even if he gets 50% of last season's, he'll be amazing for Liverpool. The fact that he's not getting goals and assists, maybe that's on the manager. Maybe that's in the way they play. Why is Isak not playing well? Why is Isak? Why is Gakpo not playing well?
None of them are playing well.
This is something.
Why is Wirtz not playing well? Why is it Mohamed Salah has to live up to 47 GA again, or even 40 GA again? What about the
players? Aren't held to the same standard, are they?
Okay, so
but that was impossible, Charlie.
Land for a sec as a Liverpool fan. Okay, and this is going to go back to 2 or 3 years now. Okay, so I've seen this coming for a long time. All right, and something had to change, but it just hasn't. It hasn't worked. When Jurgen Klopp announced that he was leaving, about a year before that, he started to fail with his system, and he had to use the inverted right back system, which had a huge influence with Pep and Linders, and it got us there or thereabouts in some of the leagues, but everything was revolved around Mo Salah reinventing himself into a different player, where he had to work without Mane and Bobby Firmino, and he had new players that he had to integrate with, but he still had Trent, and he still had the workhorse midfield to help him, because Mo's whole point in Mo Salah is creativity and goals, and people need to fucking stop talking about defending, because the guy has the hardest job on the pitch to put the ball in the back of the net and set up goals for the other people. And he's done it extensively, and he's done his job over and over. Let me land. He then had Darwin Núñez. We had this creativity issue where the team didn't really create as much anymore. So we had to use Trent. And we did. And we used Trent as this inverted right back, came into midfield, created for Mo. Then Mo created so many chances for Darwin Núñez, just like he did last season for Diaz and Cody. The other two strikers were garbage. I'm sorry. Like, Jota, God rest his soul, and Darwin Núñez were terrible last season. But Mo created so many assists and so many chances. That's Mo's sole job. Like, that is his job, okay? His job is to score, and his job is to assist. His job isn't to run 40 yards back and try and press someone at the corner flag. Otherwise, he's not going to do the other stuff, which is the harder stuff, okay? Now, you sign all these players, you have to do something with them. You have to have a plan. There is no fucking plan. Like, there is no plan. We can see this with our own eyes. They've all been crap. What's Verts on? Like 19 games with no assists or goals. Like, are you kidding me? And you're going to blame Mo Salah for that? Like, the whole setup does not work. And logically, in my eyes, just logically, I'm looking at it. Last season, Mo had the best season of his life. Comes into this season, we've signed £500 million worth of players, a ton of attackers. None of them have worked. Mo Salah's been highest creator, highest chance creator, highest number in the box, highest touches in the box, highest passes into the box. That's for Liverpool. All season long, plugging away. His numbers haven't gone down. His running stats haven't changed. He's still doing everything that Mo does. He doesn't get the ball as much, doesn't get the ball past him as much because we've got other players, but he is still there as a consistent player in the team. Everybody else is crap as well. Like, when are we going to talk about there isn't 11 problems? There can't be 11 problems, because those 11 problems go away every single time on international duty and perform. The only problem is one problem, and it's the coach. He cannot coach the team anymore in a system which cohesively gets anything out of players. Like, if you want to go all the way back to what you did last season with Mo Salah, do it. But you haven't got the team to do it now. So you're screwed. And the simple fact is, we've done well recently. If you say well, like, we've got a couple of points off teams that have been promoted from the Championship, which isn't well, by the way, drawing against those teams. Mo Salah hasn't had an actual defensive player behind him. We played a centre-back in all of those games. Like, you can talk about Joe Gomez being a right-back, but he's really a centre-back. It's just like Arsenal. You play centre-backs at right-back and left-back. Like, you're going to get defensive work out of them. Mo Salah had Dominic Szoboszlai. He had Conor Bradley inverting past him. He's had Jerome Frimpong inverting past him. And who else? Curtis Jones? Like, seriously. Like, no wonder we look a bit more defensive. We have 3 centre-backs in the defence now. Like, one of them's a right-back. Like, just honestly, like, and the thing is, one more thing about Mo, we all cry about all of the things that Mo doesn't do. If Mo wasn't wired the way he was, and he didn't say the things he did, and he didn't switch off and go, I'm not doing that bit, I'm doing that bit, which is the hardest part, we wouldn't have won trophies or titles. We just wouldn't, because Mo's got us to the finals. Maybe he didn't score in the final. But Mo got us to those finals. Mo put us in those positions where we were challenging for those trophies. And we wouldn't have signed all of these players that everyone was waxing lyrical about, that we signed, saying, oh, the league's over because they got Isaac, if Mo didn't carry us to a title. So have some decorum about yourselves. And I've switched the chat off, by the way, because I'm not even reading it now. Remember what Mo's done. And remember what life could be like without Mo. Because you take Mo out of the team now and you go with this manager and whatever we're doing, I genuinely don't know what we're going to be. 10th.
And I'm just going to say something. So Charlie will attest to this and Ledge will attest to this.
Thank you.
If your superstar is not playing well, right? Mohamed Salah hasn't scored for 2 games only, and then he sat on the bench. This season in the Premier League, he has 4 goals and 2 assists, correct? I'm not saying he played well. He didn't play well this season. But I don't think he's the worst player on the pitch.
No.
I don't think so. And also, Mohamed Salah last season, for Jamie Carragher to say that he's always selfish. So if he's selfish, why is Mohamed Salah the highest assister in the league last season and the highest big chances creator? If you are selfish, you wouldn't be creating chances. I think the math ain't mathing. For the people that say that Mohamed Salah is always selfish and because he didn't pass to Verts, that's for Jamie Carragher to say this. Bro, you have never played football in your life. You know that forwards, people are asked forwards always to be a little bit selfish and they don't see around them sometimes in front of the goal. That has happened to Eto'o. That's happened to R9. It happens to everyone, to Cristiano. It happens to everyone. Mohamed Salah was never a hazard. Mohamed Salah is someone that has an eye for a goal. He scored 250 goals for the club. So definitely that is someone in front of the goal will think about shooting before passing. But even with this, he created the most chances for them, right? It's like people criticize him if he doesn't go for goal, and then people criticize him if he doesn't pass, right? And I didn't understand this. You're trying, and that is what I don't get. Why are you tarnishing his legacy? You're saying he's selfish for scoring 250 goals and winning twice the highest assist in the league. Twice. Who has ever done this as a winger? Scoring the highest goals in the league, 250. I don't understand this. Protect him. It's okay. Players go in dips, right? Dip in form, right? Everyone does it. Hazard dipped in form for Chelsea. He had a season with 6 goals only, and then the season after he exploded. Why? Because Chelsea protected him. But no, God forbid, Salah shouldn't be protected. He should be slaughtered in the media. Everyone should talk about him. He should be scapegoating. Everyone should like schools. And I'm going to tell you, this has been planned, right, by someone. Because before even Salah spoke in the media, I thought about it yesterday. Why is Scholes coming in the overlap saying you're the worst best player to ever play in the league? What? Why?
It's old code.
Where did that come from?
All of it.
Like, if you guys think about it, this a campaign that started by someone, I don't know who, right? And you don't tell me it's not conspiracy. When Roy Keane, Rooney, Scholes, Carragher started talking about him early in the season, when the form dipped, you're the worst best player, your touch is not good, you're not good enough. Bro, this was planned. The journalists are talking about him being a problem. Oh, he has to be dropped. Bro, what about Isak, 130 million pounds, that has 1 goal for Liverpool, that can't even drive with the ball? Bro, the guy is playing like what? Calvert-Lewin, Isak now? You watch the difference in Ekitike and Isak. And then you're talking, bro, what is this? I'm sorry, Nicholas Jackson played better for Chelsea than Alexander Isak for Liverpool, 130 million pound player that went on a strike.
Isak's been poor. Like this is the thing, though, Mo. Like you could understand it a bit more if the other players had been playing at a much better level. But ultimately, like Gakpo has not really been much better than Salah. Isak hasn't. Ekitike probably has. But I understand what he means when he says he feels like a scapegoat. I do agree with him on that, because everybody, when they weren't playing well, everybody made it out like, oh, Liverpool aren't playing well because of Salah. No, Liverpool aren't playing well because they haven't got the tactics. No one knows what they're supposed to be doing on the pitch, and the side is not well coached. That's why Liverpool aren't playing well.
100%.
It's not because of one player. You know, you can have one player playing badly and still win football matches if you're well coached and the players know what to do.
Thank you, Charlie.
So this idea that, oh, Liverpool are playing terrible because of Mo Salah is nonsense. You're telling me that Liverpool had to drop Mo Salah to beat West Ham? that if Mo Salah had played against Leeds, that the result, that they would have lost that game instead of drawing. No, they wouldn't have done. So I really don't.
JJ, okay, look at this. Look at this, JJ. Are you listening to what Charlie's saying? The
Crazy,
problem
man.
didn't start because he spoke. Charlie, even a Chelsea fan, is saying this has been a narrative that has been going for about a month or two now. Before even Salah said anything, Carragher, why don't you speak in the media? Salah is the problem at Liverpool. Charlie spoke facts. This has been a narrative that has been going around. Salah is the problem. Salah is the problem at Liverpool. Salah is the problem. What about Wirtz? What about Isa? What about why is McAllister at the age of 24 is not playing well? At 24 years old is not playing. Cannot pass the ball to save his life.
Everybody's saying Mo Salah's legs have gone. Like, is anyone talking about McAllister? Like, the guy runs like he's got a parachute on his back.
It took them 7 games to start.
No one's been good.
It took them 7 games to start criticizing Van Dijk. 7 games to start criticizing Van Dijk. Well, Van Dijk wasn't playing good after the first 5 games. Van Dijk was letting in goals left and right. What about Konate? Why nobody talks about Konate? The guy that doesn't play for the badge anymore. He doesn't play for the badge anymore.
Because of his contract. It's not because he's playing crap. It's because his contract. That's what everybody blames Konate on. Like, you're not watching the guy. He's got nothing to do with the contract. It's to do with
it's mad as well. Like, I'm not about criticizing players and calling them out, but why is there not more why is there not more heat on Isak? Why is there not more heat on Florian Wirtz?
And he's not like 21. Charlie, forget Isak. Isak is not 21. He's been playing in the league for like 3-something years.
Yeah, no, it's honestly baffling. Like, obviously, it's always going to happen, and like you can sort of understand. Like, I can look at it from both points of view, right? Salah's got every right to feel like he's made a scapegoat.
Yeah, but he made a mistake. He made a mistake in the interview, saying that you should play on merit. Yes, but everything else is not wrong.
But
I don't think that's wrong. Sorry, Mo. I don't think him saying that is wrong. I'm not going to lie to you. There's a reason. No, everyone talks about consistency and all of this stuff. When you've been the best player on the team and practically, arguably, one of the best players in the Premier League era, you have credit in the bank to have a few bad games. I'm sorry. Like, you can't really tell me, everything that I've done for the past 10 seasons is irrelevant because I've had 5 bad games or 6 bad games. It's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous in my personal opinion, because what's important? Consistency, delivering. He's delivered. So if he's not performing and the rest of the team's not performing, it's clearly not his fault. And like you guys have mentioned, it's a media hit piece. It's a media hit piece. Like they needed someone to pick on, and they picked Salah rather than picking on Arne Slot because he won the league last year, and he's meant to be this amazing manager. But in my personal opinion, it looks like the team's not playing for him anymore. They've just refused, and it's a tricky one.
But I'm gonna ask a question. If Cole Palmer isn't playing well, but the whole team isn't playing well, is Cole Palmer the problem?
No.
Okay. Are Chelsea gonna drop their superstar, or are they gonna be? No, but my point about it, I just thought about it. And my friends yesterday who don't even do content, right? They're just friends I play football with, right? And they said, if your superstar is not playing well and the whole team is not playing well, it's better to protect your superstar because you know that he has a history of delivering before. Like, if he gets back to have 50% of his best, that means your team might have a chance. My point is this. Okay, Salah, maybe he shouldn't say that I play with merit. It doesn't sound right?
That's the bit that got me. That's all.
But in the same time, we cannot be sitting every day on the media saying Salah is a problem, Salah is a problem, Salah is a problem for 2 months now.
He's not being protected, Mo. He's not being protected. Like, look, how many times have you heard your team say, "Oh, you know what? You want to wrap him up in cotton wool because he's our guy. Like, he's the one that's going to deliver. You don't want him to get injured. You don't want him. You don't want things to happen to him."
Do you know what it is, though, bro?
What did you do with Mo?
I agree, but the signings they made in the summer, Isak and Wirtz, that says to me, actually, do you know what, Mo? You're not our guy. These are our guys now. Like, I'm not saying that you shouldn't assign those.
The future.
Yeah, but that, like, when you break the British transfer record twice on 2 top quality players, that sends a message. Whether that's the message they wanted to send or not, that sends a message that, do you know what, Mo? Yeah, you can help us, but this is the start of us phasing you out. You're not going to be the guy anymore. Like that's how I would look at it. Like, for example, if I looked at it at Chelsea, right, and this is not quite the same example, it's not quite the same extreme because the quality of players that came in is not quite the same. But for example, if you're Nicholas Jackson, right, you've been number one for 2 seasons. The club offer you a new 2-year extension to last year, and then you see Liam Delap and Joao Pedro coming in. That's then the club saying, actually, do you know what? We don't really count on you as much anymore. We don't really see you as the guy. I think Salah's got every right to feel that with those players coming in, that suddenly maybe he feels a bit threatened that he's no longer the guy, and those promises that were maybe given to him, you're going to be playing every week. He's going to be thinking, hang on a second, look at these players that have come in. Am I actually going to be playing every week?
So, Charlie, one thing on that, just one thing on that. Sorry. Look, they replaced players. So they replaced Darwin Núñez, they replaced Diogo. Yeah, so they replaced those players. And last season, everybody was complaining that we didn't have enough creativity from the number 10, when you had to fucking watch last season, because the number 10 was, the whole reason in the number 10 was the false run to take away the man that was marking Salah so he could be free in Dominic Szoboszlai. Like, you need to watch that, because that's what happened over and over again last season. They made a fake run, they took away the player, and then Mo Salah had a run on goal. Like, it was a really simple tactic that worked over and over again, and that's how Mo scored a lot of his goals, from the edge of the box. That's not the same anymore. Like, but Mo, when he came in this season, he must have been told last season, you're signing a new deal, we're going to buy incredible players to replace those guys that can't score the goals that you've created for them. So you carry on creating. And he has this season, by the way. He's done 28 chances created for Liverpool already this season, which is more than Wirtz, whatever you want to say about Wirtz. And he's put them in the team, and they've not worked. Like, Isak looks like a traffic cone. Like, Ekitike keeps on drifting out to the left, which means he's further away from Mo. So how does Mo even get the ball to him? Like, and then Cody. Do we need to even talk about Cody? Like, Jesus Christ. Like, this guy is so one-dimensional. He's not even crossing the ball to Mo anymore on the back stick, which he used to do last season. So he's like so driven in what he has to do. And everybody in our team is so individual based. I need to do me so I'm better before the team's better. And that's why it's not working.
Do you think Arne Slot is going to fix it, guys?
Yeah, but no, the bigger question.
Yeah, like, I've got the ball. I must not fuck up right now because everybody else is fucking up, and I can't trust anyone else around me.
The bigger question outside of Salah, and this is actually really convenient.
I want to move on from Salah.
Just very quickly, Mo, very quickly. Like, this is convenient for Slot because this takes a lot of pressure and a lot of conversation away from Slot, directs the narrative away from him. But ultimately, for me, the bigger question should be not about what Mohamed Salah's doing. The bigger question should be, why are Liverpool playing so badly after investing so much money in the summer? Why do they look tactically clueless? Why has the manager got no idea? Why are the players struggling to perform in games? Why are they throwing leads away? Why are they conceding stupid goals? That should be the conversation rather than it all being about Mo Salah. This is now conveniently distracting from actually the big problems at Liverpool, which is not Mo Salah. I know Mo Salah has now made, you know, by saying what he said, made things.
And that's the coordination is to take away the heat from the manager and the board and the director of football and Michael Edwards, because now all those transfers are being questioned. Like, what the hell was that about? Like, none of them have worked. So point it all on Salah. And I want to say one more thing as well. Go and have a listen to the Clarence Seedorf interview with Arne Slot. That is all you need to know about the situation with Mo Salah, because Arne Slot was acting like a little bitch in that interview, basically saying, oh, well, I don't think he's apologised enough. I don't think he's sorry. Like, he needs to come to me, which means that you haven't had any relationship with Mo Salah. So what you don't talk to him is absolutely right, because you haven't spoken to him.
Kmack, I'm sorry for interrupting, but this is exactly what I was saying a couple weeks ago. His attitude towards a couple of the players, a few comments he's made at a press conference. If I was a player, I would be wronged. I would be thinking, yo, who does this guy think he is? why does he think he can talk to me like this? Like, it's honestly, it's absolutely
He's not
shocking.
humble no more. Like,
It's
Yeah, because he
shocking.
won the league. They made his big. They made the board. They made his big. And also because he won the league last season. I'm going to tell you something. And I asked this yesterday. Would Liverpool win the league last season if there was another manager than Arne Slot? If it's Zidane or Xavi or somebody? Probably the answer would be 50-50, right? 50-50. Would they have won the league without Mohamed Salah last season?
Would have won the league if I was the manager last season.
Would they have won the league without Mohamed Salah last season? They wouldn't. 0%. They wouldn't have won the league, right? Arne Slot still tactically inept. He's not good enough.
No.
Which is he going to win against Brighton? At home, at Anfield.
Might not.
If he does, now Arne Slot put himself in a situation where he has to win now. They have to win. They have to win games. They have to climb the table again. They have to win games. If he doesn't win, fine. By the way, I wish Arne Slot stays forever. If they're going to sell Salah, I have no reason to cheer for Liverpool.
I heard you last night. The big problem,
listen, you won with a penalty yesterday, which is fine.
Brighton game. If we try and do what we did against Man City, and we try and get against their their passing ability from the back with a high press, we're screwed. They're just as good as Man City from getting through the press. Like, we're done if we try and do that.
Yeah, I'm still like Liverpool are not fixed. The problem is the media is portraying it as 4 games, no losses, but also no one thinks about there's 2 relegation and West Ham. You won against West Ham.
Every team we played should be like in the bottom of the table, like 17th, 19th, like Sunderland. All right, yes, Sunderland, but Sunderland should have won the game if it wasn't for Chiesa clearing off the line.
Yeah, that too.
Nah. And PSV, yeah, right. Got tonked by PSV.
Yeah. Going to Chelsea, Charlie. There is a lot of questions now. Guys, hit that guys. We got like 400 people in the house. Hit that like button, people. Big up Martin. Happy birthday. By the way, Martin. Happy birthday. Happy birthday, Martin.
Happy birthday, Martin.
Happy birthday, mate.
I know you're saying
tonight. Good luck tonight. Maybe if you smash them, then we might get their manager.
34th birthday. Big up Martin. Big up for the big 34. 34. Big up people. Hit that like button, people. Can we get to 200 likes live, guys? Chelsea, Charlie. 4 winless games under Enzo Maresca. Caicedo played. Enzo Fernandez questions. This looks like last season, doesn't it? It looks like the last season dip. You still have to play Man City, Newcastle away. You have to play Bournemouth. This looks like a dip. It's worrying.
Yeah, no, mate, it is worrying. I think the biggest issue for me is not the winless run, it's the manner of the performances that we've had. Since the Arsenal game, the performances have been absolutely abysmal. We were shocking at Leeds, we were toothless against Bournemouth, and we got outplayed for the vast majority of the game against Atalanta. The big problem for me is that we look totally unprepared for these games, particularly away from home. We're turning up to games and it looks like what we're met with is taking us by surprise. Maresca tactically is getting things wrong. His in-game management last night was awful. I haven't got an issue with the rotation. My issue comes is when you're trying to be too clever. When you spent the money we've spent and it's 1-1 in a game you need to win, and I'm seeing Malo Gusto and Cucurella as my 2 number 10s. Well, I've got Esteban on the bench and I've got Andre Santos on the bench and I've got attacking options on the bench, then I'm going to be asking huge questions. I'm going to be asking questions about why have you got 6 defensive players on the pitch against a side who've won 3 games in Serie A this season? Who got smashed by Verona, I think, at the weekend. Like, I don't know what's going on here. Chelsea right now, Mo, are way too easy to play against, especially games where we're the favourites. All you've got to do again, if you've got inferior players to Chelsea, all you've got to do is set up in a back 3 or a back 5, be physically dominant, play on the front foot, and press well. You'll then beat us because we can't deal with any of those things at the moment. So yeah, it is a concern. You know, a lot is. I mean, the landscape's changed pretty quickly from the result against Barcelona, the performance against Arsenal. but it's not really a surprise. It is like last season because we get up for the big games, we can play well in those, but unfortunately, the majority of the season is against teams that are not the big teams, and we're continuing to struggle to break those sides down and to have an idea about how to play these kind of teams. So yeah, the pressure is building on the manager to find the result, and the performances in the last 3 games have just been. They've been disgraceful. They really have. And look, not all of it's on the manager, but last night was definitely on the manager. A lot of it ultimately, Mo, comes back to the recruitment in the summer and how poor the window was. But there's nothing we can do about that now. And so yeah, we've got a massive game against Everton on Saturday, which we have to win. Otherwise, you've got Newcastle and Aston Villa in your next 2 Premier League games, and you could be in big trouble.
I keep asking the same question again, and everyone, Martin, Ledge, Matt, Chelsea have invested heavily. Chelsea have said Poch is the problem. Chelsea have said Tuchel is the problem. Chelsea said Potter is the problem. And they go on, they get Conference League and a Club World Cup last season. The aim for Chelsea is to battle Man City, is to battle Arsenal, is to battle Liverpool in the top. Like, that's the aim. That's the end goal, right? For all the big clubs, is to win trophies. That's why Liverpool went and bought Isak and Wirtz, and they renewed Salah. That's why City went and got Shirky. They have Marmoush. That's why the big teams have the big players, right? Chelsea currently, are you, again, I'm going to keep asking the same question. Are we looking at this Chelsea? Are they consistent enough to battle Man City and Arsenal? Yesterday, I was listening to the Guardian yesterday, and they were saying that we don't see anyone being able probably to battle Man City and Arsenal and Liverpool in the next year or 2, because this Chelsea team gives us a 3-win against Barcelona, and then they completely fumble against the other teams. When teams give them respect, right? They can't beat a team that gives them respect. That is the gap being not close. That is a big problem, because Maresca is a good coach, but a good coach must give you consistency.
Yeah, right? No, he's a good coach, but he recently has been getting things wrong. Last night was mainly on him. The substitutions were negative. The fact that, I'm sorry, you cannot finish a game against Atalanta with 6 defense. Bro, we had 3 right backs on the pitch last night, and 2 of them were playing in midfield. What's that about when you've got an Andre Santos on the bench? Esteval's on the bench, but instead you switch Jamie Gittins to the right wing when you bring Garnacho on. Gittins, who's been struggling. Esteval's our top scorer in the Champions League this season. You've got, I particularly like Mark Guiu, don't think he's good enough, but you've got attacking options on the bench to try and go and win that game. Instead, you make defensive changes. When Fofana has to go off with that eye problem, you think, well, just shift Josh Achimpong to centre-back, drop Reece James or Gusto to right-back, and put on an Esteval, put on a Santos, go for it, be proactive. Like, he's at the moment, he's making worrying mistakes that he needs to snap out of ASAP. Look, I believe in him. I like him, but he's got to find solutions for games where we're the favourites. Because right now, Mo, it's, as I said, it's too easy.
What about the players? There are questions about Enzo and Kukurea.
Bro, they've been poor in the last 3 games. My caveat to that would be these guys have played way too much football, but Maresca keeps playing them every game. Now, my thing would be is why you spent a lot of money on Jarell Hayter in the summer. I know he struggled a bit. Why are you not using him? The reason, like, everyone went on about Chelsea's midfield options. Yes, I know Lavia's absent and he's not playing. You've got Andre Santos on the bench, who was very good at Strasbourg last season and has played pretty well for us when he's played this season. Yes, he was poor against Leeds. Why in the last 2 games has he not played a single minute of football? When you can see Enzo Fernandez is tiring, he's not playing well, he's struggling at the moment. Like, this is what I'm talking about, Mo. Like, Kukurea and Fernandez, they've been poor the last 2-3 games. They need to be rotated. They need to be rested. But for whatever reason, he keeps playing them. So, yeah, there are problems right now. And the worrying thing is, I don't really see where it improves in the immediate short term, because we're just coming up against the same problems game after game after game. We just don't seem to be prepared for it, which is concerning. I think last night was a classic example of Maresca just trying to be way too clever, doing the square pegs in round holes thing. Like, just just keep it simple. But this seems to be the way that the modern football is.
If he doesn't start back in his youth, though, it's not going to end well because that's the whole Chelsea project, isn't it? Like, if he doesn't start playing some of those youth players, you know, and your Santos.
Because Andre Santos, if you back Andre Santos, you give Andre Santos a chance. Action,
Andre
give him a
Santos
chance.
He should have
Give him
played
a chance.
10 goals or something as well. Like he's a goal scorer as well.
So, there's a few things that are concerning. But as I said though, Mo, like, look, winless in 4 is not good, but the performances are the most concerning thing for me because we haven't played well in a single game. We haven't looked like winning at one point in any of those games that we played. That's the biggest issue. We're totally underprepared for these games, which shouldn't be happening. We're turning up and it's just like we had no idea what to expect. And as I said, all we got to do is be physical against Chelsea, move the ball quickly and press from the front, and you'll beat us. That can't be happening.
Yeah, listen, I'm just looking at this Chelsea team and I'm like, how do you go from 1-1 against Arsenal with 10 men, with the energy and the heart, to this is beyond me, to be honest. It's all about...
Because they get up for it, because they're up for the big games and everyone's watching and your mates are in the crowd and whatnot and it's on the TV and all eyes are on you. When that's
a mental preparation, my friend. It's called a mental preparation for the game. It's a difference between the likes of Pep, which is Pep prepares his team. It doesn't matter if you're playing Sunderland or you're playing Real Madrid. We are the same team. We're going to be up for it. That's the bit. You're not that team. That's what Arteta does. That's what Jurgen Klopp does. Like, Arteta's the same. Like, they play the same structure, the same way against the top teams as much as the bottom teams. Maresca doesn't do that. And the players as well. Enzo Fernandez and Cucurella and these guys. Cucurella, phenomenal against Lamine Yamal. And then you come against the winger of Atalanta, you're giving him all the space in the world.
Bro, we were getting cooked by Kolasinac and Zappacosta last night. That's how bad it's getting at the moment.
God, remember him.
In 2025 is mad.
Go ahead, Martin.
Which title chasing team has Liam Delap as your number 9?
Well, none of them do.
Hey, mate, that's a joke. I remember Chelsea fans trying to tell me that's going to be an excellent signing.
No, it is. I think for a squad player, it is.
Listen, for a squad player, yeah.
Liam Delap.
Yeah. I mean, exactly. But you
guys are trying to win
the league, no?
There's a reason why he was Newcastle's number 1 target, Liam Delap.
Let Martin go. Go ahead, Martin.
But that was the problem. He couldn't make it at Manchester City, which I know is hard because obviously he got Haaland, but he couldn't even make it as his backup guy. So then he goes to Ipswich, does very, very well. Listen, for me, I think Liam Delap's he's an old.
I like him, Martin.
No, he's an old fat. He's like a bull. Well, when he was at City, he was a bulldozer. I know he games can change as they get older and things, but I look at some of the signings and I think Gittins, future, agree on that. Garnacho, not really going to win you a title. Delap, not really going to win you. None of the signings stood out to me. I was more impressed with a couple of signings they've got on loan at Sporting Lisbon than they have who they brought in.
You're spot on because
the signings were poor.
Do you think
65 million on his winger? Is it Kwanza, whatever his name is?
He
looks better than anything they've got actually, and he's on loan.
The thing about Chelsea, do we ever think that Garnacho or Gittins, with all due respect to everyone, do we think at some time Garnacho and Gittins and Neto and Delap will be starting strikers for a Premier League winning team?
No.
Ever?
No.
Do you see, no.
Squad players, absolutely, but not first choice players, no. Like,
and I don't mean it's horrible, Carl. You were competing with Newcastle for a lot of your signings.
We were. Newcastle wanted Joao Pedro. I mean, a lot of teams were interested in Delap. But yeah, look, again, Garnacho, there was no market for him other than Chelsea or possibly Italy. I mean, I know there was an approach from Saudi, maybe Bayern or whatever, but it wasn't a big market for him. No one else particularly wanted Jamie Gittins. The issue I've got is, Mo, is that basically the players that we've brought in to replace the ones that left weren't better. They might turn out to be better, but right now, they're not better than what left the football club. Delap is not better than Nicholas Jackson right now. yeah, okay, Esteval has probably got more ability than.
And Joao Pedro is not a better number 9 than like Joao Pedro is not a better number 9 than Jackson. He's not a better number 9.
No, he's not a better number 9. But Joao, but this is the problem though, Mo. Joao Pedro was basically the Nkunku replacement, kind of one of them players that can play as a 9, can play 10 or whatever. But he's not really a 9. And then when he's played as a 10, he's been pretty poor this season as well. You know, is Gittins and Garnacho, in my opinion, is not an upgrade on Sancho and Mudryk last season. It just isn't. Right now, it's not. It's much of the same. And so this is the problems that you've got. You got rid of 4 attackers last season. You got rid of Nkunku, Joao Felix, Jackson, and Madueke. And the ones that have come in are Esteval. Is Esteval better than Madueke? Yes, as a player, yes, in terms of talent, absolutely. But is he more Premier League ready than Madueke was? No, he's not. Sancho and Mudryk, I think, is very little difference between them and Gittins and Garnacho. This is the issue, Mo. As you said, Joao Pedro. Look at this fraud. Get that comment off the screen. Joao Pedro are not a better 9, are not better 9s than Jackson was. And this is the problem, Mo. I've got no problem with getting rid of those players.
I tell you honestly, I don't think Garnacho and Gittins are better than Madueke.
Maybe they're not.
I don't think so.
But they're playing left side rather than right. But the point still stands is that the players that come in to replace the ones that left were not better. And that's set us back.
But what about the big players, guys? Enzo Fernandez. What about, I like Caicedo. What happened? I didn't watch the game. I don't know if Caicedo, but everyone's telling me Caicedo didn't play well. What about Neto? What about, these guys are the senior players now. Enzo Fernandez, the captain. Right?
Yeah, he's struggled the last 3 games. He absolutely has. But again, he's playing too much football. He needs to be rotated. He probably shouldn't have started that game. But I would have played Andre Santos. I would have played someone else. But clearly, the manager right now is not trusting those players just yet. Lavia is obviously a big miss, but he can't keep himself fit. So there's no point really thinking about him at this point in time. Look, I think there's a number of issues that Maresca is just massively overcomplicating things. The recruitment in the summer was awful, and we still haven't worked out how to break down teams that play a back 3 or a back 5.
Does anybody here think that Maresca's job is at risk at some point?
Nah.
Not at the moment. If we continue in this vein of form for a while, then potentially. But ultimately, if the Champions League suddenly becomes untenable and not possible to qualify for, then yeah, there could be. But until we reach that point, I still think he's pretty safe.
So you don't think that the next games, Everton, Newcastle, Villa, City, Bournemouth, are measurement?
Oh no, of course they are, Mo. If we don't win any of them games, or we win one and we lose the rest of them, then he's going to be under huge pressure. I'm talking from an ownership perspective, is that they don't want to make a change, and we've seen with Potter, we've seen with others that they are lenient with giving managers more time than perhaps they might have deserved. So until it gets to a point where Champions League qualification is looking really difficult, then I personally feel he'll still be safe. I put it this way, I'd be very surprised if he didn't see the season out.
We'll see. It depends on what he does in the next games, to be honest.
Yeah,
I think Garnacho fit perfectly for a club like Inter. We don't play with wingers. So Garnacho wouldn't play. I'll take Enzo Fernandez or something instead of Mkhitaryan. I'll take Caicedo.
Or Çalhanoğlu.
Çalhanoğlu is better than what you have. He kind of was injured in the beginning of the game. Çalhanoğlu is better than what you have. Seriously. He's better than what you have.
Is he?
He's better than what you have, 100%. He's definitely better than what you guys have currently, yes. Bro, you cannot beat Atalanta. They're 12th in Serie A, bro. Have some shame. You guys got cooked by Atalanta.
No, we did. Yeah, we did get cooked. Yeah.
And it's not like you peppered their goal.
No, we didn't. We barely created anything.
It's not that you peppered them and they won on a counter-attack. No, I just watched the highlights. They had a lot of chances as well.
they did.
Going to Arsenal and City. Number one, City play Madrid today. I don't know, like City, to be honest with you.
Go Arsenal first. He's been sat there for ages, Mo. Come on.
Go to Arsenal, mate. Go to Arsenal.
Come on.
Lynch, talk to me about the injury crisis you have. Are you scared of Manchester City?
It's your birthday, Martin.
Big up, Kmack. Big up, Kmack.
Nah, joking. There, aren't you, Mo?
We can actually merge both together. Are Arsenal still? Do people still consider Arsenal the best team in the world, as people just said 3 weeks ago?
Look, obviously probably not. I don't know. I'm not going to speak for the majority of the population, right? But I'm just going to echo what I practically said 3 weeks ago, and about 3 or 4 weeks ago when you asked me, what do I think is going to happen after the Gabriel injury? And I said, I think the title race is only going to get closer. Look, we're 3 weeks down the line and it's 3 point difference, you know? So it's a thing where, 2 points difference. Thank you, guys. Unfortunately, 2 points difference, which is terrible. But either way, the point here I'm trying to make is the injury crisis was real. I did state we had a mini injury crisis weeks ago. It's not mini anymore. It's clear. It's visible. Like this is a big injury crisis because we're at a point where our main defenders have gone down. Likes of Gabriel, Saliba. We don't need to repeat it, right? And the attack doesn't look like it's clicking. Now you look at the goal difference in the Premier League. I think what was it? I was just looking at it.
19.
Yeah, we're 19. Yeah, 19 goal difference. But we've only scored 28 goals, right? And Man City
only 28 goals is
yes.
And
the team in second place, which everyone has been said is struggling, right, has scored 35 goals. Right. So if we're talking about a goals outlet from our attacking point of view, it's been lacking, and that's the same point over here. We've been stagnated with the likes of Odegaard being injured and, so forth, Madueke, the backups, Trossard, Martinelli, Gyökeres, Havertz, Jesus. Like, it's actually ridiculous. It's actually ridiculous at this point when you actually... What's that, Kmack?
Because being injured as well this season for you again.
No. But for real though, like if we're actually being serious, we're first place, right? We're actually first place in the Champions League and in the Premier League. At the same point, we are still suffering from injuries. So that being said, we've done extremely well with what we've had. That's literally us not being able to have a consistent team. That's us not being able to field, a specific 11 in terms of the players playing. So it's been inconsistent for the performances. We had Odegaard performing before he got injured, and then he comes back and he's looking like he's gonna stink up the place again. Like, so it's just tricky right now. And Arteta said it in the press conference, like Mo said, like we are in an injury crisis, and I'm sure he's finding it difficult on how to actually handle it. Now,
but that's why you've got the squad, though, isn't it, to deal with situations like this. Like,
no, disagree with you. No, disagree with you.
No, I'm not having this, right? I'll tell you why.
I'm going to tell you why I disagree with you, and then you come back. Having a squad is having a good. Yes, if Gabriel is out, you're gonna play Hincapié for a game, 2 games, 3 games. Having 3 center backs out for weeks, this is not the depth is. Like, for example, you get the depth is for a game, for a rotation, for 2 games. But you're having injury. Like, for example, you don't tell me that City have the depth, right? But Rodri's out for a while. That's not the depth is for. The depth is not for this. The depth is not for having a player out for weeks. That is not the depth. Is
but Mo, they've got
if Liverpool 2 seconds just on Liverpool. If Liverpool lost 3 centre backs,
there's none left.
We are literally playing the reserves, who no one's heard of.
And also, if Man City lost Haaland, Doku, and Foden, finished.
Okay. So all right, guys. So we've lost 4 centre backs.
That's insane.
We've lost 4 centre backs. So who's the replacements are literally playing. So
it's a major crisis. That's a major crisis at any club.
Who's missing? Mascara, Gabriel,
Saliba.
Saliba.
That's enough.
That's a major crisis.
No, it is. I'm not saying, but I'm not saying it's not. But they have got players. Urian Timber can play centre back. Calafiori can play centre back.
He's not a centre back.
Okay.
That's what I mean.
Okay, so no, Kmack. You see, this is interesting. No, Kmack.
I'm not saying it's worse. It absolutely is worse, but there are still options there.
Kmack. Okay, Martin. Kmack. Let me address this.
I agree with you. Like, it's a major crisis.
No, I'm not disagreeing, but there's still options.
Well, okay, yeah, and this is very interesting because everyone will say to us, "Oh, Timber's not a centre back. Timber's not a left back. Timber's not a right back. Calafiori's not a left back. He's not a centre back. And Cappy's not this." But now it's like, "Oh, the players are out. Oh, they're available to play. They should be playing this position." Like, listen, everyone wants to have their cake and eat it. It actually doesn't make any sense to me. It's like, "Oh, we have the squad depth. Now the players are injured. Oh, what can we do? We can't control players being injured. Now, if all your players are starting to fall apart, that's literally not your fault."
Right, but what I would say on that is, though, isn't the injuries, is a legit thing. Wouldn't
Martin thinking about what
the bigger concern be? Why are Arsenal picking up so many injuries? Because this has happened quite a lot under Arteta. I'm not saying Arteta, but there's actually a lot of injuries that are occurring. Arsenal are picking up a number of injuries.
On quite a few of them actually in-game injuries. They're not like training injuries or
exactly. And the thing is, so like with Kmack, as I said, there's football game injuries.
They got to get in an MCL. That is not on Arteta.
And they're out for a very long time. They get look, Charlie. They get injured, and it's not like, oh, it's usually a 3-week, 4-week injury. Sometimes even a 1-week injury. No, these guys are out for months.
Bro, I know the feeling. It's the same with me.
So, like this whole Arteta to fix it. Well, we're literally.
I'm gonna tell you honestly, let's be honest. Nobody gives a crap about this. Because Arsenal haven't won the league before. Here's the difference.
Just buy more centre backs.
I'm going to tell you guys.
I didn't hear anyone. I didn't hear anyone feeling.
I'm going to tell you the reality.
I didn't hear anyone feeling sorry for us last season when we had the kids out in the Champions League.
No, City. Yes, exactly. I'm going to tell you the reality now. Forget what we think. The reality is, the manager has been there for 6 years. You haven't won the league. If City had injuries and they drop, sometimes you will think, yes. The problem is, I'm telling you the narrative. Nobody will give Arsenal that leeway. Nobody will sit down and say, but they had a crisis this season. We might. You might. Some people might. But the majority of the people will sit down and say, it doesn't matter. That's
fine, Mo. That's fine, Mo. But the fact is the fact, right?
I know that.
If you have 24 players, and you say 12 of them are injured, bro, what can you do apart from sign more players in January? Now, if January does come along and we sign no one, when I say no one, and that's a repeat of what we done last January, right? When we could have had a chance to possibly catch Liverpool if we sign players. If we go and repeat that same transfer policy this season, then that's where the issue lies, because you have mid-season transfer window to sort out problems like this, right? Your team's not performing, you have an injury crisis, January comes, sign players. If you need 2 or 3 players, sign it. No matter what it is.
You don't have. I read today. You don't have the money. I read today about the financial fair play.
I see that. We don't have the money and financial fair play.
Only City and Liverpool have leeway because, number one, they didn't spend a lot over the last 3 years. So they have the leeway to spend the money. Arsenal spent more than them. So you don't have the leeway to spend. You'll have to sell to buy. City and Liverpool don't have to sell to buy. So you don't. This is the reality. These are facts. This is not opinions, right? So you don't. So City can go and strengthen in January. Liverpool can go and buy. You can't. You have to sell to buy. It's as simple as that. And it's just, this is it. It's all about managing the club. Their revenue is higher than Arsenal, and they make more money than you, and they can just go and strengthen in January. But I'm going to tell you something. With all due respect, yes, Arsenal don't have right players. However, and I'm going to be completely honest, Rodri's out. Marmoush was out. John Stones is out. Aki was injured. They don't have a right back. They're playing a kid. Nouri got injured in the beginning of the season. City as well, okay? I'm going to tell you the reality, right? Doku's playing. Savinho's out of form. Only Haaland was scoring goals. Shirky was injured in the beginning of the season. I'm just naming names. Shirky was injured. If City win the title, even with Arsenal injuries, it's a failure for Arsenal, not because of the injuries, because City had injuries. Still, the main players out. Rodri's out. Am I wrong? So you gotta be fair.
Kovacic.
Kovacic. I think that Arsenal is still favourites to win the league, right?
Okay, so
City have injuries.
you've just stated points there that these amount of players from City are out, right?
They have,
But
guys. I'm going to tell you something. City have 2 centre backs fit, Gavardiol and Diaz. Aki's injured again, if I'm not mistaken, and Stones is injured again.
That's nice, but
What do
you say in there that's important? They can go in January and spend. They can go and buy players, which is something that City have always been able to do. Yeah. And what did I say about Arsenal? If we can go and buy players in January, you've now stated
why I'm wrong. Guys, Arsenal fans.
One rule for Arsenal.
Hold on. I don't want to take it to that excuses. I just said, what can someone tell me? What did I say wrong? Yes, I said that Arsenal have injury crisis.
Anything wrong.
You didn't say anything wrong.
He basically said that both clubs have injury crises.
Yeah. That's the same.
Exactly. I agree with that, guys. You guys making it seem like I said he lied.
Not you. In the chat, people cannot accept that I said that. Do I have to? Okay, these are the injuries. By the way, City have 1 striker that can play, that will play every game. City have 2 centre backs fit. They need to play today at Real Madrid. They need to play today. And by the way, they're gonna play today, City, and then they're gonna play Sunday. Same 2 centre backs, Gavardiol and Diaz. That's it. That's all.
Mo. This is my point, right? And this is what I was saying last week on the show. And I said to you, we have to wait till the midway of the season to see where everything lies, where we can actually judge the teams. Like, we're getting to that point. 15 to 19 games is where I judge teams and say, okay, this is what the Premier League looks like. Everyone thought Chelsea's going to compete. Look at where Chelsea are now. Everyone thought Liverpool's going to compete. Look at where Liverpool are now. Now it's Aston Villa, Man City. Bro, like, it's literally changing week after week. We're not even halfway through the season. So when it gets to the halfway point of the season, you can literally solidify your point and say, all right, cool. I feel like City are going to go. I feel like Aston Villa are going to go. Or I feel like Chelsea are going to come back. So, I kind of base my opinions on, the table and the current form.
Moving away from the injuries, I get this is a very good point. It's about the football. I'm going to tell you guys the games that Arsenal dropped points at. Chelsea, Liverpool, Sunderland, Man City, and Villa. City dropped points against Spurs, Brighton, Villa, Newcastle, and Arsenal. So basically, Arsenal have dropped points in games that you're expected to drop points at. City have dropped points against teams that you do not expect to drop points at. If City go to Newcastle and lose, okay, that means Arsenal have won away at Newcastle. I still think that Arsenal are favourites to win the league. Does anybody else disagree with this? Anybody else disagree that Arsenal still the favourites to win the league? They're still the best team in the league. City are close, but they are. My problem is why the meltdown. There is a lot of meltdown happening in the media.
I'll tell you what the issue is, Mo, and people might think I'm wrong here. I was going to put it out here. Those games that you referenced, right, that Arsenal dropped points in, those have all been games that have had pressure on them in one way or another. An opportunity to go more points clear, didn't beat Sunderland, conceded in the last minute. An opportunity against 10 men Chelsea to go 9 points clear of us and take another 2 points on City, missed opportunity. Again, opportunity against Aston Villa, throw it away in the last minute. Like these are all games here for me, Mo. The games that they've dropped points in are all games that have had some.
Why you aren't mentioning the other games? What about Newcastle? What about Man United?
I was going to say that's a very interesting take. That's a very interesting take.
Great take. What about Fulham away? What about Newcastle away?
No, but in terms
Okay,
of
by the way,
in terms of opportunities to move points clear, games that are
Okay.
like a game to make a statement. Chelsea was a game to make a statement. They were unable to do it.
Martin.
Newcastle was a very high pressure game.
I agree on that.
Martin, no,
But
guys.
Is that not a fair point? No,
It's not. It's not because it's not. I'm going to tell you. I told you why it's not, because in the Newcastle game at that time that was a high pressure game.
Yeah, and they played well in that Newcastle game. But generally speaking, the other games that had the pressure on them, they've dropped points.
Man United is not a pressure game. First game of the season where we always lose. I'm so confused.
I actually think you got a point there, Martin. I think you got a point.
Look, guys, he has a point.
Arsenal, that is an Achilles heel of Arsenal.
Okay.
When you got the opportunity to catch up, it's last season with us. Like, you had the opportunity to catch up, and you never took the opportunity.
Can I reply to Martin?
I don't think that's going to matter.
Martin hasn't spoken yet. Martin hasn't said.
I'm
sorry.
Not Martin. Charlie.
Yeah.
I'm bad in my time.
I meant Charlie.
Sorry, Charlie.
I'm lurking in the shallows at the minute.
No, look.
Sorry, I meant Charlie. Sorry, I meant Charlie.
So what I want to say to Charlie is, I agree with the point where he's made. Okay, and he's in certain pressure games, it hasn't looked like we've gone over the line. Whereas, guys, let's actually be for real. We're only 15 games into the season. It's going to be a roller coaster. It's like everyone's expecting us to run away with the league. Why are you expecting us to run away?
Fan base expected to run away with the league. Stop that.
And your own fan base expect you to win the league. Your own words in the beginning of the season, Martin. We will win the league.
Right? No, but we're not doing dances, and we're not booking.
But the way that Arsenal fans, well, I'm not saying this to you, by the way, Rob. The way that Arsenal fans have been going on, Arsenal fans are talking like the league's been won in November, December. Yeah. That's why Arsenal are getting this kind of heat. I'm not saying it's you personally.
They won the league in October.
So is it Arsenal or is it the media narrative that's being pushed? Is it Arsenal or is it the media? Because I'm sure
media narrative.
No, I'm gonna be honest. I
do enough shows with other Arsenal.
I'm gonna be honest. Listen, they are not wrong. There are some Arsenal fans that said we will win it at Kanta. There is not gonna be a competition. We will win it with 10 points difference. There are people that kept their powder dry a little bit and said, we'll wait to see some people. However, there are still people that say that City will win the league. Now, today, it's City that win the league. It goes both ways. It goes both ways, guys. Let me do this. Arsenal have only 5 fit defenders. That's a lot of defenders. They all have to play 93 times a week, which defeats the purpose of having depth. Listen, the only point that someone made good in the chat is said that the difference is City have only 2 defenders, but they are their main defenders fit. Arsenal don't have their main defenders yet. But I don't want to go back to the injuries.
Well, we can do that.
But how do City why are like people now? Some people are saying that City are ahead of Arsenal, which is something I don't get. Based on what? What are you basing that on? What are you basing that on?
Probably based on the fact that they've been there and done it before, and they've still got Arsenal at the Etihad. So I suppose from a Man City perspective, you'll be thinking you're going to back yourself to beat Arsenal at the Etihad whenever that game is. So you're looking at that thinking, do you know what? Actually, right now we're a point ahead. If you're looking at that way of thinking about it, if you presume you're going to beat Arsenal at the Etihad, you're looking at it, right. We're one clear. We've been here before. We've done this. For as well as Arsenal have played, and for as good as Arsenal have been, and as good as their squad is, unfortunately, until they do it, that question mark about their mentality and being able to get over the line is always going to be there. And Arsenal fans can't dispute that because they have proven that every time they've had an opportunity, they failed to get over the line.
That's a ridiculous. I think it's a ridiculous take.
I can dispute that. Very simple, but fine.
Mo, so Mo, you're disputing.
I can dispute this very easy.
Hold on. So you're saying to me that Arsenal have not struggled to get over the line.
I'm going to tell you, this is the only time where Arsenal have been the best team in the league. Only time. The only time. This is the only reason, the only season I can sit here and say Arsenal have the best team in the league.
They had
Only
50
time.
points. They had
Every
50 points.
and agreeing with Mo.
The table, like
disagree with
90.
I will
Yeah,
respond.
yeah,
I will,
yeah,
guys.
yeah.
I will
Well,
respond to every question. Martin
Yeah,
said
yeah,
50
yeah.
points.
No, Mo. You don't
Hold
need
on.
to. You can do it
Stop.
as an Arsenal fan
Easy,
because
easy.
everyone's gonna think you're the Arsenal fan now.
Go ahead. Because Martin said they had 50 points. Martin, they were coming from fifth, and the squad was not deep, and it took one injury from them to completely collapse. Completely collapse.
What you said was, I'm pulling back on what you just said.
Yes.
This is the only time they were the best team in the league. It wasn't.
Yes.
Agreed.
Years ago,
It's
they had
agreed,
50 points.
Martin. It's agreed. Do you know why it's agreed? Because the narrative 3 years ago, according to the mainstream media, we're not a good team and we are not going to cross the line. No matter what we did, everyone said we are going to fall apart. So what makes you think we were the best team if we actually did fall apart? It's like, this makes no sense. You want to come back 3 years later and say, oh, yeah, we were the best team when no one actually believed we were gonna win it. Come on, let's be for real. This has been the first season, like Mo said, everyone has said, oh, Arsenal have a chance of winning it. Arsenal have a good team. Arsenal look like they can win the league. Arsenal look like they can cross the line. So, look, let's be for real. We've only competed for the trophy for 3 years. 3 years, guys. Yeah, Arteta's been here for 6. It's not a long time to be like, oh my days, oh, you guys are falling apart. On top of that, the difference in points is we've been extremely close. If you're not expecting us to win it and we were close to winning it, now you're expecting us to win it. Where are we going to end up? Like, I'm just so confused. It's like, it's that you guys' argument just
no, but what we're trying to say, especially Liverpool and Man City, because we've been there and done that, is you can't go too early. Like Liverpool, from a Liverpool fan, we've been top of the table, God, so many times at the end of the year, and we never won it. So
Kmack, and I agree with you.
Yeah, you have to hold it down a bit and just go with the flow, because
Kmack, I agree with you,
the running
bro.
is what matters. And
Everyone will change their opinion, Mac.
You lost. You didn't capitalize when you could have.
I'm gonna bring the super chat. Everyone will change their opinion if City lose to Palace and Arsenal win against Wolves. Everyone will change their opinion.
But to me, that's part of the problem. That's
everyone.
We're doing this weekly
I didn't change my opinion.
But we're doing this weekly thing. Now, I've always said, to me, I think City will win the league. That's fine. Because I believe in Pep Guardiola. Because I knew what we went through last season. And everyone, the media, panelists all over social media did these things. Pep's finished. Pep's washed. The team's washed. KDB's gone. So that was the end of Manchester City. People had us 3rd or 4th. We weren't even meant to be in a title race this season. People had us, fighting for top 4. That's the bit City fans have kept buying, because all of a sudden, one bad season and we're done. We're finished. And that was so misguided. And for me, I think some of it was hopium. KDB hardly played last season. He was injured a lot of the time. Hence he left. And then we go to KDB. Well, great. Right. Now we've brought in new players. We brought in new players in Pep's 2nd season and did Centurions. 2nd season. When we brought a new right back, we brought a new goalie, we brought Bernardo Silva, we brought new players in, Kyle Walker. We just did the same this season. I'm sorry, my confidence is in Pep Guardiola because he's the best manager in this league.
Fair enough.
Simple.
Can you answer this, Charlie? Please break down how we gained 7-point gap on City if we didn't capitalize on them dropping points. Explain the math. Would love to hear it.
None of us have got an argument against Martin there, by the way.
Like, I don't have against Pep Guardiola anything. I just think that Arsenal have a deeper squad.
No, but he did do the rebuild and then went on a mad one. Like, he did.
Yeah. So, Charlie, Arsenal capitalized on Man City dropping points.
Take 5 years. That's not a dig. That's not a dig at Arsenal. It's because our structures, manager-wise, is better. In my honest opinion, it is.
You've spent more money.
Go again,
guys. Can I respond? Let me just respond to the super chat quickly. So Arsenal capitalized on City. This is why they gained the points against Newcastle. That's why they gained. By the way, Arsenal capitalized on Liverpool dropping points. Liverpool were 5 points ahead of Arsenal, and then Arsenal went 7 points. It's capitalizing on them. Nobody knew that Liverpool would go in the spiral. So Arsenal didn't crumble under pressure this season. And I'm going to tell you something. I actually predicted Villa to win against Arsenal. Villa are in a mad winning streak.
The one from daft.
9 in 10, 8 games in a row. 9 in 10.
They didn't win their first 5 though, which is crazy when you think about the turnaround.
They didn't even score a goal.
That's a crazy turnaround.
I still can't believe we beat them.
But City still lost to Villa as well, away from home 1-0.
Yeah.
Am I mistaken?
Well, that's another narrative. City have played no one good away from home.
No,
It's
you
another
did
narrative that's crept since the last few days.
play
Where's
the
that
Arsenal
come
away
from?
from home as well.
We played Arsenal away, Villa away, Newcastle away, Brentford away. That's not an easy place to go to.
No, Brentford.
And everyone sat there going, "Oh, you played nobody away." Okay. Well, what is that?
Watch this. Great super chat here. City squad and quality over Arsenal this year, in my opinion. Arsenal depth isn't performing as advertised so far. Pep should be getting it done this season. Does anybody think that the City squad is better than Arsenal squad, quality-wise?
No.
Bro, how are we not performing as advertised so far, bro? We've lost 2 games. Just 2 games, bro. Like, it's literally ridiculous what people expect. What you
I'm not being
expect?
funny. Like, look, I'm a Liverpool fan, but like even the games Arsenal lost, they were right in those games.
Bro, we lost the game we lost to Liverpool. Wonder goal,
40-yard free kick.
wonder goal, and I had Charlie telling me, "Oh, pressure. Oh, it's because we can't handle the pressure." The game we just lost a second ago, last game is because of a last minute goal. Telling me, "Oh, we can't handle the pressure." Come on, man. This guys, let's actually put some context on the losses. We're not a bad team, even with the injuries, even with the squad that everyone's talking about. Now, if any more of our players keep getting injured, bro, it's only gonna be Kalas, man. Come on, you can see the trend. It's common sense. Now, if they somehow survive a tragedy of
That depth, he's saying the depth. He's saying that depth is not performing as a.
By the way, can I say, because people are laughing at the Brentford part. Brentford have not lost any home games this season.
I'm done in like 2 minutes, Mac. Just give me.
Apart from one, and that was City at home.
And they absolutely stuffed us.
So, like, can we stop?
Really
This
good.
is what I mean. That people don't watch all the games properly.
To be fair, Brighton's a tough place to go as well. And like Brighton's a difficult place to go as well. There's no easy away games in the Premier League.
I've won nearly every single home game this season. And then we go, "Oh, it's an easy place to go to." Away from home, yeah, they get dogged on. At home, they've lost 1 game, and that was us.
City are playing Sunderland away.
People need a bit more respect. That was another thing, Sunderland. Oh, Sunderland's going to be an hard game. They're going to be this, that, and the other. 3-0. Do you know what it is, Mo? I'm going to say it. People don't respect Manchester City for various reasons. And that's fine. That's absolutely fine. People don't have to respect us. That's up to them. People can act how they want to do. It's like they're going about Palace. We haven't lost at Palace since 2015. Can people start looking at stuff, please? I'm begging this.
No, look, I agree with Martin, and I feel like it's like obviously I feel like the majority of people are sheep, right? They go with the narrative that the media puts out. The media put out, "Oh, Man City are done last year,"
and that's where everyone rolled with it.
And I'm sitting there thinking, bro, they had one bad season, and you man are telling me. It's the same thing with Salah, guys. It's the same.
It wasn't even one bad season. It was one bad patch. Like they had a better record than any other team in the year, in the back end of the year.
More, you're right.
Martin, Man City are always going to get hate, mate. It's always.
No, mate, I know that. I'm not that because of the one.
Do you know why you're getting hate? I don't understand why Man City fans. And I told Martin this 50,000 times. Man City aren't getting hate. Okay, not from me. From people that say oil money and plus. I don't care. I want, to be honest with you, I am with the Arabs. I'm with that. Like as much as I'm an Arab guy. If the Arabs are winning the league, I'm happy. However, for me, the reason why I don't want Man City to win is just simple. It's a simple reason. Because I want the league competitive. Like I wouldn't mind Chelsea winning the league. I wouldn't mind Arsenal. I wouldn't mind Villa winning the league. If Liverpool win the league again this season, it would have been boring because they went and signed £500 million players and they just retained the title. Man City won, guys, 6 out of 8 titles.
Crazy.
If they win this one, 7 out of 9 titles. Do you guys know how mad that is, right?
No.
That's a Bayern Munich level dominant of the league. I only want one team to do that, which is my team. Any other league, I don't want that because it gets boring.
I would have loved your social media when United were winning the titles back in the 90s,
you don't understand.
It would have been hell. It would have been hell.
Everyone was saying it's the fans league.
I'm not saying that about Man City. One of the most entitled fan bases are Man United because they think football started in 92. They literally think that football started in 92. Some of them think that this is it's divine right to win the league. Man United, they think it's a divine right because they won it so many times.
Someone said United didn't buy the league. I swear, you want to look at the money they spent. Jesus.
Okay, let me do these super chats.
30 million on Juan Sebastian Veron.
I gotta go get cooked on the football terrace for some reason. Mo, you are right. Backup defenders are good for a few games, but if they play for weeks, it's not realistic, right? I don't think it is realistic. Like Rodri being out for a whole season is not realistic to expect the backup guy to do the same job. It's just not realistic. If Haaland is out for a game or two, yes. But if Haaland is out for like 10 games, I'm not expecting the backup for Haaland to score the same amount of goals. That would be unrealistic for me.
Right now, Manchester City are probably going to lose Rodri for 2 years, aren't you? Like 2 seasons.
I think Rodri will
He said he's
that's crazy.
I think that's why we're going for Elliot Anderson. So I think Elliot Anderson will be Rodri.
Let me finish this and then
Ballon d'Or winner out. Bang. Right.
I don't think he's going to be back at the same level yet. He's going to take time. So we've had the most injuries in the league and we're top, but our depth hasn't performed as advertised. Our depth didn't perform, we wouldn't be top. No, but Mike, you got to look at this in a different way. You were top by a number of points, and that number of points is down because of the injuries. So you did not keep the same distance. That is what is called as advertised. You are top by less points than before. Basically, a little bit less than Saliba and Gabriel, which is expected. Arsenal didn't have a striker for how many games? 3 strikers out. No one talks about these things. But anyway, long story short, I want to thank everyone that joined us, guys. The Mancunian way in the description. Good luck tonight or not, because I don't want Liverpool to suck Arne Slot now.
I don't care about tonight. I'm not gonna lie. I'm more focused on Sunday than I am tonight.
You got on Sunday?
Like you don't know.
Palace away.
Palace away.
Palace away.
Charlie, you just said you haven't lost there in 2015.
That's what I mean. So I've jinxed it now. I've jinxed it now.
Big up Charlie for
Palace.
CFC Blue.
I said that as well, though, on Mo's channel. We haven't lost to Palace for God knows how long.
That's what I mean. I did it in Newcastle. We haven't lost to Newcastle in 10 years.
Go check out Charlie's channel, guys. It's in the description with his name on it. It's Blue Brothers. There's gonna be a name on it for the Chelsea review. And of course, Bailage Sports. We're trying to get Bailage up there. So go and support Bailage Sports, guys. And Kmack channel, always great for the Liverpool news and the Liverpool shows and the absolute great analysis of games. Hit that like button, guys. We're not even on 200 likes. We still have over 400 people in the house. I will see you guys on the football terrace. And we're out of here, people.